Okay, let's get started on this. It's a very long process, so if you're after something quick, click away now. This is not quick. Right, I've got a really nice big pot here. As you can see, I've got my cold water up to 3/4 of the way, or more than. Now what I've got here is I've got a nice chunk bone here of beef, nice knuckle. There you go. That's going to be submerged inside. There's still a bit of meat on there, nice bit of fat. Here's a bit of scrag ends there as well. I've got some garlic. I've got one head of garlic, which I'm going to put in just whole, no need to chop it at all. Same with some onions. I've got 3 or 4 red onions that I'm just popping in there. I've got some dried rosemary, some dried thyme and some salt. This is going to be absolutely delicious, but takes a very long time. So, bring that to the boil. Okay, let's take a look now. This has been on at least 40 minutes at the moment. It's raging beautifully. I can smell that thyme and that rosemary. Our big chunky bone there is starting to break up a little bit. I mean, it's nowhere near ready yet. I'm just going to pop in a couple of bay leaves at this point. Lid's going to go back on. Going to simmer it now. I'll be back at like another hour or so, guys. Okay, let's take a look now. As you can see, this is reduced down somewhat, the water, and our beef is really starting to fall off there now. We've got a nice thick lovely broth now. Well, not particularly thick. Let's take a look at the marrow of this, if I can get it over here. There you go. Can you see that all the marrow has come straight out of that? That's where we want to be. Right, I need to remove this. A little bit tricky. Okay. Now any small bits of meat still on that bone I'm going to cut off and add back in there. And as you can see now, we've got a beautiful beef stock, which is the basis of what we do next. See you in a moment. So let's get over to our next stage. We've really done all the hard work now. This is what we've ended up with, which is fantastic. I mean, this is like these beef stock cubes, or this beef stock you buy in supermarkets. It's just nowhere near as good as what we've cooked here. This is the real deal. This is absolutely delicious. So I'm going to drop some regular beef in now. There's a nice fillet cube pieces that I've actually taken from that bone. Let's drop those in now. I'm going to put some chopped onion in. I mean, the beauty of this now is you can just add whatever you want, really. Anything you like. I'm just going to drop a few tomatoes in. They'll break down nicely. Now I'm going to throw in some, let me just grab some here. I've got some pearl barley. There's our barley there, which is going to go straight in. If you don't have barley, you could use rice. But, not quite the same, but in fact they cook about the same, at the same rate. This is absolutely, I mean, this is just going to be amazing, this is. Right, so look, we've got that beef in, those tomatoes. Let me fish these bay leaves out now, they've completely done their job. I think there's another one in there somewhere. And what we're going to do now is we're going to just add whatever you want. I'm going to add some potatoes, some carrots, I'm going to add a touch of beetroot. You know, it's anything you like. Celery, turnips, parsnips. Just to sort of, to thicken that up. I mean, the barley's going to do that. That's going to sort of bring it together. And we're just going to end up with an amazing broth. Which is just, I mean, is it a soup? I don't know. It's going to be so thick it could be like a meal. Anyway, let's cook this for, I don't know, give this about sort of 10 minutes. Then we'll start adding the vegetables that need, the longest to cook. So carrots next, some beetroot, end it with some potatoes, cook that off. Delicious. Back in 10 minutes. Okay, let's just give that a head start on our rest of our vegetables. That beef will add a nice bit of flavour. Boiling beef is a really great way of getting it really tender, by the way, even if you're making a curry or any sort of sauce with them. It's not like lamb or chicken really. It sort of tightens up. The muscle kind of tightens up really. So boiling stuff is a great way of getting it really tender. This is looking great. We want to kind of overcook that barley so it thickens out. Look, I'm going to go in with a few beetroots. I've got a load of potatoes here. Fantastic. Chunky chopped carrots. I mean, this is just crying out really for any sort of root vegetable. Look, I've even got a kind of chilli there. It's not too hot, that one actually. Had a bit of flavour. Let me just chop this. I've got a bit of sweet potato here as well. And again, you can't really overcook this. It will kind of, if it all turns to a mush, it's even that's beautiful. All right, let's cook this for another 10 to 12 minutes. It will really sort of thicken up at that point. Those vegetables will start to get tender. Then I might drop a little bit more garlic in it. We certainly need to check it out for salt and pepper. But yeah, you can't get much more hearty than this sort of thing. So keep going. There's that mystery bay leaf, out it comes. Back in a few minutes. Hello. See you then. Okay, I've just turned the heat off of my one. Absolutely delicious. I mean, really, really lovely. Just check these. Look, you can just see those potatoes are nicely cooked. That beef looks beautiful. That's a bit of sweet potato. Like I say, no hard and fast rules with this. Add what you like. Root vegetables obviously work really well. I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper to mine. Have you got some fresh herbs now? Throw them in, why not? Parsley. Could be really nice. There we go. Right, does it take a long time? Sure does. Does it taste good? Oh yeah. Really worth it. Hope you enjoyed making this. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel or check out all of our other videos. There's hundreds up there from all around the world. I'm going to tuck into a big bowl of that. See you soon. Bye bye.